Camera opens on a bright, modern home office. A couple, Mr. and Mrs. Gotts, are sitting comfortably. On the wall behind them, several official-looking letters are framed, one of which is clearly from the IRS. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. We're the Gotts, and this is our office. And these letters on the wall? They're not trophies. They're reminders. A few years ago, a letter just like this one from the IRS sent our lives into a complete tailspin. It was more than just a piece of paper. It was a symbol of pure, paralyzing fear. I remember it so clearly. The anxiety was suffocating. We'd jump every time the phone rang. We'd dread checking the mail. We basically went into hiding, ignoring the problem, hoping it would just magically disappear. It felt like we were standing on the edge of a cliff, about to lose everything we had worked so hard for. Our savings, our home, our peace of mind. The stress was immense. It affected our sleep, our health, our relationship. We were just living in a constant state of panic. It felt like we were trapped in a nightmare with no way out. And the worst part was the feeling of being completely powerless. We didn't understand the letters, the jargon, the endless forms. It was like they were speaking a different language, a language designed to intimidate you. We felt like we were just numbers in a massive, unforgiving system, and that system was closing in on us. We almost gave up. We were so close to just letting them take whatever they wanted because we didn't have the strength to fight anymore. That's when we hit rock bottom. We realized that hiding wasn't a strategy, it was a surrender. And we weren't ready to surrender. We knew we had to do something, anything, to change our situation. That desperation turned into a tiny spark of determination. We decided that ignorance was our real enemy, not the IRS. The turning point for us was deciding to understand the system that scared us so much. I remember saying, we have to learn the rules of this game. It wasn't about finding loopholes or cheating the system. It was about understanding our rights, our obligations, and the procedures that govern everything. So we started reading. We spent nights and weekends diving into tax code, learning about compliance and figuring out the processes. And a funny thing happened. The more we learned, the less we feared. It was like turning on a light in a dark room. The scary monsters we had imagined turned out to be just piles of paperwork with a specific set of rules. Once we understood the rules, we stopped being afraid of them. We learned that the IRS actually has processes in place to help people who have fallen behind. It wasn't a faceless monster. It was a bureaucracy, and bureaucracies have procedures. We learned how to communicate effectively, how to file correctly, and how to get back into good standing. That's when it hit us. We weren't the only ones going through this. There have to be millions of people out there just like us, living in that same state of constant fear and anxiety, feeling lost and alone. We remembered the sleepless nights, the arguments, the sheer terror of it all. And we knew we couldn't just keep this knowledge to ourselves. We had to share it. So we decided to take our pain and turn it into a purpose. We started this channel and our business, not as tax experts from a textbook, but as real people who have been through the fire and come out on the other side. We wanted to share our story to show others that it is possible to go from tax panic to tax peace. We wanted to translate that intimidating jargon into plain, simple English that anyone can understand. Our mission became clear: to help people regain control of their financial lives by demystifying the tax system. We want to empower you with the same knowledge that set us free. Because here's just the truth we discovered. Your biggest financial mistake doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can become your greatest mission, your most powerful testimony if you face it head on. Facing it is the hardest part, but it's also the most critical. You can't solve a problem you're pretending doesn't exist. For us, the very first step was admitting we had a problem and getting a clear picture of where we stood. We call it a compliance check. It's about looking at your history, seeing what's missing, what's overdue, and creating a map of the situation. It's not about judgment, it's about clarity. That's where our new story began. If you're feeling stuck right now, if you're living with that same dread we felt, please know that you are not alone, and there is a way forward. Your journey out of this starts with one small, brave step. For us, that step was getting a full, honest assessment of our situation. If you're stuck like we were, We encourage you to start with a compliance check. That's where our story began. And it can be the beginning of your new story too. Thank you so much for listening to our journey today. It's not easy to be this vulnerable, but we know it's worth it if it helps even one person. If our story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We'll be sharing more practical tips and guidance to help you navigate this process. See you in the next video.